Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David. Baruch Hashem, Shvua Tov Lekulam. Huh?
You're laughing again.
Yeah. Okay. So Baruch Hashem. I hope everyone had a nice Shabbos and Chesed Hashem. So let's see now. Today we're going to continue our lessons with Siyata Deshmai, of course, in Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Tzitzis. We're in Halacha Hey, and today we're going to do letter Yud Tes, 19. Okay, so now Reb Nosson was giving us a lot of information on the benefits of tzitzis that we can use personally on a general basis, right? In other words, to help us to guide our imagination, our thought process, and every single day, to get out of bed the right time, like Mordechai said, right? You know, is to be able to jump out of bed and to look at those tzitzis and to remember, what's my purpose? What am I doing? Amazing. And he taught us how we can look at the tzitzis and we can remind ourselves of the Kisei HaKavod, right? The Hashem's throne of glory, because that's where we come from. Remember, we learned all those nice things, right? And now Reb Nosson is going to go over and he's going to tell us a little bit more, go into the laws of tzitzis, you know, basically how the tzitzis are made and what's the beauty behind the way the tzitzis are actually made. So we're going to discuss like the way the strings are, the knots and the different things of the tzitzis. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so on the four corners of the tzitzis, of the talis, right? There are sets of strings. Now each set of strings that we learned a lot about wind up with 10 knots. Okay, you start out with 2 knots, then you have then you do a winding, 2 knots winding, 2 knots winding, and 2 knots, and that's the end of that. That's 5. So there are 5 knots, 5 sections of knots, which is times 2, which gives you 10 knots. David, you're checking? It's good? You have 10 knots there?
10 knots.
You see that? Reb Nosson knows. See that? I'm glad you confirmed that. That's good. Shehem kineged aseres adibros. Wow, look at that. Right? The 10 commandments. 10 knots, 10 commandments. 10 spheros. Right? I'm going to add that one. 10 spheros, right? Reb Nosson is going to work it in too. Shehem bechinas asara madregos shel nevuah shuhu beira hamedameh. And that's the idea of the 10 different levels of nevuah. Right? There are 10 different levels of nevuah. Moshe Rabbeinu reached the highest level of nevuah that we said, because Moshe Rabbeinu was able to be misnave besplaklaria ha'meira. He was able to prophesy as if looking in a clear mirror. It was such a vivid prophecy that Moshe Rabbeinu had, where the other Nevi'im, they had their nevuah, they had their prophecy while they were asleep. So some had higher levels of nevuah, some had lower levels of nevuah. There were 10 levels altogether. Okay, Moshe Rabbeinu being the greatest of all the Nevi'im, as we know. So we said that, again, what are our begodim? We talk about our physical clothes, but here we're talking about our spiritual garments, right? Our spiritual garments. What are our spiritual garments? When we come to the next world, we're going to need garments. Our neshama is going to need garments, and we spoke a lot about this, right? The mind itself, we have the moach, right? We have the mind, right? And then the thoughts are the clothes for the mind. Remember we said that? Right? We have the mind, then we have the thoughts enclose the mind, right? Enclose the mind. Now the way when we work on our thoughts and we're thinking good things, so of course we have beautiful garments, beautiful coverings over the mind, because the mind is enclosed very nicely. Where is the neshama? The neshama is in the mind, right? Our neshama is in our mind. Like we said when we put on our tefillin. Remember we just said, Shah neshama shebe moichi. That my neshama is in my moach. What's moach? The mind. You remember you said that? But sometimes we're so tired we don't pay attention. You take out your sit and you see the little prayer that we say before we put on the tefillin. We make a reference to the fact that the neshama is in my mind. So now, again, here we go. So again, if I have, the tzitzis can help me think, right? The tzitzis can help me think in the right way. So of course it's going to fix the garments for my mind, which means it's going to help fix my spirit, which is our spiritual garments, which are going to be for us, and Mitzvah Hashem, we'll have a beautiful wardrobe when we come to the next world, right? Isn't that amazing, right? That's what we're doing. When we do this, actually, we're preparing our wardrobe. But not, people spend so much time and they go to tailors and they go this and they pick fabric and they spend so much time on clothing today. People spend a lot of time. But here we could do this and mamash prepare garments that are eternal garments. And all we need to do is use our tzitzis to think properly, to guide us, to think properly, to prepare those beautiful garments. Any questions on this? Any comments on this? You want to say anything? No, really. This is a discussion. Said a lot of things. Do you have any questions? Do you want to say anything? Anyway, really.
No, it's really just it's not garments like clothing. It's I don't know I'm trying to think about what the garment is that.
No, we made the reference the same way we wear garments on our bodies. That's the tzitzis is a garment, a physical garment, right?
Right.
You put your talis on, that's a physical garment. So we said that the same idea, we have it in a spiritual context as well. The spiritual context is that your neshama is in the mind.
Yeah.
Now you want to, and the thoughts, the mind needs a garment as well. What are the garments of the mind?
So our thoughts?
The thoughts are the garments of the mind.
That's what I didn't get.
The thoughts are the garment of the mind. So when you guide your thoughts in the right way, you guide your thoughts towards Hashem and recognizing what my purpose is in the world. What is my purpose here? Oh, I have to serve Hashem. I have to do mitzvahs. I have to get closer to Hashem. That's my purpose. Oh, when I do that, I'm preparing nice garments. My mind.
You have to fix yourself.
Well, that's the repair that we just mentioned. We can make a repair to the garments. We can mend those garments. So maybe those garments weren't so nice. Maybe those garments had little tears in them. Maybe they were creased, right? Maybe they need to be pressed, right? I'm just giving you silly things to understand what it means to be in the takin, to be misakin the begadim. Okay.
Frustration, overwhelm, and anger are all in the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and that's all from the side of pessimism, not optimism. People that are optimistic, they're not worried people. These people don't worry. People that are pessimistic, they're always worried. Right? That's what we keep saying. That's what it means to fix the koyach hamedamed, the way the person envisions things, the way the person sees things.
Yeah,
we're using the word imagination, but really it could be also the envisionment, the way the person envisions life, which is part of imagination, because it's an imagination. It's not real in his mind. He's just putting things together.
In a way, yeah. So I would ask people, I said, how much time do you spend worrying?
Yeah.
Between 0 and 100. And some would say 80%, and some would say 20%.
Right.
When you think about it, if you can reduce your worry, how much more time
you have to be productive.
To be
productive.
And happy and joyous.
Right, that's productive. Yeah. That's productive. Right? Those people that are worried, they're always down and they're dismal. It's terrible. But this is what's we're learning here. The tzitzis, getting up in the morning the right way because you went to sleep the right way, can just guide you and be a more optimistic person. Bring optimism into one's life.
And how does that do that?
When you look at the tzitzis, because the first garment that you put on in the morning is the tzitzis. That's what we said. That's the first important garment, okay? You may put on your underwear and that, but we're talking about your first important garment you put on is the tzitzis, okay? Anyone thinking about what that is now? I don't put that on first, but okay, all right, okay. But let's say, okay. But that's the first garment of means that you put on. And then take that moment to look at the tzitzis, Take a moment to see the tzitzis. You know, we're always in such a hurry, in a haste, and I got to get to the minyan starting, and now Nate's is starting a minute early every day, right? Baruch Hashem. So what?
Think of it as in modern terms, NLP.
It's
neuro-linguistic programming. When you look at this, you think about your brain, and you think about your mind, and you think about what you're putting into it, and all the things.
Which it helps guide you in the right way in the morning, so you feel motivated. You feel motivated. You feel motivation. It motivates you. Because what does the tzitzis say? God tells us, look at the tzitzis and remember all of the commandments. Right? That's what God says. Look at those tzitzis and remember all of the commandments. Right?
Yeah, I need to find something to say in the morning that captures how it's supposed to motivate me.
Well, if you take a look, there's a little prayer.
I say that every day.
Wait. There's a prayer before you put on the tzitzis also. And take a look in there, and it makes a reference to the Taryag mitzvahs. It talks about all the 613 mitzvahs are with those tzitzis. It's all in the prayer. It's there. It's in your siddur.
No, I read it every morning.
Okay.
In English. But I have to make it me.
Right. David, you want to read the prayer for us, and you have the siddur there? Or you don't have a siddur there? Oh, you don't have it. Okay. You what?
Yeah, I have a siddur.
Okay. No, I thought maybe you would read it in English, but it's okay.
I have it in English.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go on, and then you'll go back. You want to say it right now? Perfect. Okay. Let's read, and we'll show you the reference, how it's in. You ask for a prayer, and it's in. You have the prayer there. It's there.
I understand.
Well, then let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Again,
Let's take a look.
Yud Hey Vav Hey. I forget.
Yeah. But
So for the sake of the unification of the Holy One.
Yeah. That's by the tzitzis, right?
Well, this is the Tali.
Talit. Yeah. Okay.
Is that?
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Go ahead.
Blessed be He and His divine presence in reverence and in love to unify the name Yud Hey Vav Hey in perfect unity in the name of all Israel. So.
Okay. Now, what about the rest of it?
No, I am about to wrap myself in the tasseled garment, talit, so my soul and my 248 limbs and 365 sinews wrapped in the light of the tassel.
Wait a second, Mordechai. What's that? You're an accountant, right? What do those two numbers equal?
I have to have a calculator. Was it 613?
613.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
Which amounts to the commandments, and just as I cover myself with a tasseled garment in this world, so may I be worthy of rabbinical dress and fine garments in the world to come. In the Garden of Eden.
Oh. Look at that.
No,
so now you understand what we're talking about here, right?
No, I know what you're talking about, but
right. So these garments that we're putting on here are those same garments that we're preparing for ourselves to wear in the next world.
I know, but garment's a bad word because I think of a shirt.
But we're rectifying that way of thinking. We're altering that way of thinking. We're talking now that your garment of purpose that you wear is not your shirt. The garment of purpose is your tzitzis, your talit. Your tzitzis and your talis are your garment of purpose, not your shirt. You wear your shirt because you have to have tzniut. You need to be modest. That's why you wear a shirt. But that's not, and warm, whatever the case is. Yes.
But I'm not going to have a talit.
Yeah, you can have a talit in the next world. In the next world, the neshama doesn't need
metaphorically with our mind. With the soul
so we learned. So no, 1 second. Let's very good. Okay, we learned a few days ago. We learned the idea that Hashem put on a talis, and He gave over the 13 attributes of mercy. Do you remember we studied that?
Yeah.
So we understand again. When it comes to Hashem, there's nothing physical, right? When it comes to Hashem, there's nothing physical. But again, let's use the words that the Gemara teach us, okay? And the Gemara teaches us that Hashem donned the talis. He donned the talis. That's what the Gemara says. So we'll use those words. So we understand that such a thing of a talis on some level in the next world. You understand?
Yes.
There's a reference of a talis in the upper worlds. We can agree with that so far?
Well, because he
donned the talis, right? Okay, we agree with that, right?
We know that can't be physical, right?
Right, and we don't necessarily have a physical talis up in the next world either. And again, the same way, Mordechai, the things in your mind, you have garments on your mind. Those are not physical either, right?
They're thoughts. So you can't
They're
see
thoughts. You can't see them. It's something more of spirituality, right? But again, we're making that reference now that when I have my thoughts, when I see those tzitzis, those physical tzitzis, wait a second, the physical garment, and I see the strings, the tassels that you read, right? That's what you call them, tassels, right? Well, that's what the sitter said. They're not really tassels, but okay, they're tassels. You want to look at those? Now we're discussing the 10 knots. When we see those 10 knots, it reminds me of the Aseres Adibras, the 10 commandments. Within the 10 commandments is all the Torah is learned out. The whole Torah is learned out of the 10 commandments, right? All the Torah is learned out of those 10 commandments. We agree with that? Good?
Yes.
Okay, and then we said that can help rectify my garments. That helps rectify my garment. What garments? My spiritual garments. My spiritual garments. It's not going to help me with my shirt if I have a stain on it. It's not going to help me, right? It's going to help me with my spiritual garments. So if my mind, I wasn't thinking all of Hashem during the day, it can help guide me towards thinking more of Hashem and how Hashem is in my life on a regular basis. Not that there's me and there's Hashem. When I want, I'll bring Hashem into my life. When it's convenient for me, I'll bring Hashem into my life. But otherwise, it's just me. Right? That's what people think. No, that's what people... Now, again, when I take the tzitzis helps remind me that the same way I wrapped myself in this garment in this world, I wrap myself in the garment in this world. And the same way I'm wrapped in that tzitzis, I'm wrapped in that talis, so too I'm preparing those garments for eternity. Because those are the thoughts.
Right.
Okay?
No, I get it completely now, but I never really...
You didn't make that association.
I never really...
You didn't
make that association.
Okay, but now you read the
other ways of doing that.
That's the reason I ask you to read that. So you see, it's perfectly in line. Your sitter is perfectly in line with our lesson. Is it not? What you read is perfectly in line with our lesson.
Yes.
Because now we just learned now how that is. Someone reads that, they're thinking, well, I don't understand. How can it be these tzitzis here, the 248 and the 365, and they just think it's something cute, right? People read it. They don't have the background behind it. They don't understand it. So people think, why should I bother reading this? It doesn't make sense to me anyway. I don't understand it. But it's there.
So how does that... I mean, because tefillin is supposed to do the same thing.
Oh, well, we're going to get to tefillin. Oh, don't worry.
No, I'm not worried.
No. Okay, in the morning, you put on the talis first, Mordechai. First, we do the talis. So now we're discussing the talis. You just wait till we get...
We're purifying
right. Okay. If you think you're going to be close to Hashem when you're tzitzis, and don't worry, when you get to your tefillin, boy, oh my gosh, it's
No, but that's where... See, it's almost like I came to tefillin first with all of that. So now I'm trying to bring tzitzis into it as the beginning of it.
Yeah, right. Right. So you built the building before the foundation.
Right.
The tzitzis is the foundation.
Okay.
Once you have your good, strong foundation, then you can build a beautiful building.
Okay.
The stronger you make the foundation, the stronger and better the building can be and have existence. You agree? So you need the talis.
Absolutely.
You need the tzitzis, you need the talis.
And it all relates to our mind and our thinking.
Our mind and thinking, exactly.
It's always our mind and thinking that gets us either to a wonderful, beautiful, enjoyable life.
Optimism or brings me to pessimism.
The other. Yeah.
That's it. The two simple words, right?
Yeah.
It's either I'll be optimistic and I'll be full of joy and I'll be very productive, or the person will be pessimistic. Yeah. He'll be full of depression, and he'll be full of sin. It's one of the two. Pick which one you like.
So I was accused of being too optimistic over Shabbat.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah,
that's good.
It was a compliment.
Tell him thank you. Tell him thank you. Thank you. Try it. It'll fit. You tell him next time. You tell the person, try it on. It'll fit.
But sometimes people who are pessimistic
They
are disturbed by outside.
yeah, sure they are.
Makes them look at themselves. They don't like it.
Yeah,
that's my job.
but right, right.
That's part of my job,
That's it.
to be a positive mirror.
All right, so let's go on. So we have a little understanding. Okay, let's go on. Okay, good. Baruch Hashem. Now let's go to Chaf. Okay, so that was a Yud test. And again, when Rebbe of Nosson has the short letters, like 19, so then, there's a lot of stuff in there. We have to make sure we understand it. So I'm glad we did this exercise, right? Okay, good.
For me
Now,
too, it's good.
okay, so let's go do now. Let's just do now. No, because it helps ground it.
Yeah.
Right? These things sometimes are a little very esoteric and it's very out there. But now we're trying to bring it down here to us and how we can actually benefit by it on a daily basis.
Well, the prayers can become very rote, very routine.
Right.
Well, that's why
we don't read them anymore. We're just saying them, and that's not right.
No, but you saw how beautiful the words are, David?
Yeah,
you see how the words fit in like perfect like a glove.
But here's what I love about this. It says, some say.
Some say what?
Some say what we just read.
Yeah, the ones that learn Likutey Halachos,
Okay,
those
say
are the
it.
some say. Right? The other ones don't bother saying it, right? yeah, that's how it
So
is.
now what I would do for
No,
me, I have to
because
make it mine. I have to
Mordechai,
make it
listen,
mine.
it's not, listen, that little prayer is special, beautiful. You're making the unification. You don't have to say it. In the Shulchan Aruch, it doesn't tell you to say that. In the Shulchan Aruch, it says make the bracha. You have to make the blessing. You're making the blessing is a requirement. If you want to make the blessing and have some meaning to you, so then you say that prayer. If you're just trying to get through and go through the motions, see, a lot of people feel like this. A lot of people feel, if I don't put on my talis, I'm going to be in trouble with God. And if I don't put on my tefillin, I'll be in trouble. And if I don't daven in the shul, I'm going to be in trouble. So let me go to shul, and I'll put on my talis, and I'll put on my tefillin, and I'll stand, and I'll go through the service, so that way I'm okay with God. I'm okay with Him. Then I can have my day, and I can go do what I have to do. Right? But those people don't have God in their day. They have God with them in the shul, right? In their minyan, when they're with God, maybe, or they're on their phone doing whatever they're doing.
It's that checklist, Judaism.
Yeah,
But
checklist.
That's our
Yeah.
educational system's fault.
Oh, well, wait. Let's not go there.
Okay.
Let's not go
I've
there.
been reading this every day for probably the past 2 years.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm doing these things, and I'm reading
Yeah.
what people may say.
Right, but
What I'm trying to do is to make it for me,
but
real
when
for
they
me.
wrote that in the Siddur, some say that was the Yetzer Hara. That was the
Yeah.
Sitra Achra that told them to write that in there. Some say. You understand? That was the other side. That was the pessimism eking its way into your Siddur.
See, we should take that word out.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
gonna
but
buy
now
it
you
as
understand. But now you understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I say everything that some say.
Yeah.
In my prayer. Because
Whenever the some say, those are the things you pay extra
because
attention
they give you
to.
the meaning behind why you're doing this.
Yes.
thing. So
Okay.
why don't you want to know that?
Okay, so let's go further. Okay, V'zeh she'isa b'zoyer. Now we're going to learn a little bit. Nosson's giving us a piece of Zohar now. How do you like that? Huh?
Zohar.
The Zohar. Right. Okay, there we go. Ubi Kitzavim and the pre-Eitz Chaim from the Holy Arizal. Right. The Arizal was the one that wrote the greatest commentaries on the Zohar. And in pre-Eitz Chaim in Shar Hakriya Shema Perik Aleph he writes Tzitzis Heim Keneged Psuke de Zimra. How do you like that? Tzitzis is lines up with Psuke de Zimra. You know what Psuke de Zimra is? The section of davening, right? The section of davening right after the Kaddish. And we start the Hodu, or those that start the Mizmor Shir Chanukah Sabayis, and then they do the Baruch Shem, whatever it is. Either way, that section is called Psuke de Zimra, right? These are the Psukim of song. Zemer means also to trim, right? Zemer means to trim. Right? Zmira can mean to be song, but it can also mean to trim away. Right? It has two meanings, right?
Yeah, trimming away causes growth.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. When you take away the some say, right? You have some growth. Trim it away. Here we go. Okay. Ayin sham shechoishev eich misaknin umalin ha'arba elamas. I have to stop to think, how am I raising up the four worlds ba'avoda uvemiluya? How am I, in other words, when I'm davening, right? When I'm davening, we're taking a journey. Every day it's a trip. Do you know that? We think we come to shul and we stay here. But you know, when you're in shul, we're taking a lot of trips. We take class trips every day when we go to shul, right? When we say the brachas in the morning and the karbanos, we're in the world of Asiya. We're in this very world. We're in the world that we're in now, the physical world. As soon as we say that Kaddish, right? That Kaddish, the Zoya says, when you say the Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah for the Kaddish, that first Kaddish, it blasts you off to the next world. You know which world that is? The world of Yetzirah. The world of Yetzirah. Fashioning. The world was fashion, right? Fashioning. I don't know how you translate Yetzirah? Molding, right? And then you go through Psukei de Zimra, and then you have another Kaddish, right? There's another Kaddish, right? You say Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah again, and it blasts you off into the world of Bria. Now you're in the world of Bria. When you're doing Birchas Kriya Shema, you're in the world of Bria, right? Did you know that?
I don't know what that means.
That's the world of creation. These are worlds of these are spiritual worlds.
The first world.
There are angels, and then in the next world we have the Srafim, the burning angels, right? There's different worlds with the different angels. Okay?
Yes.
So we visit these worlds every day. Did you know that?
No, I don't even know what they are. So.
Right? They didn't say that in the Siddur. That's why.
It doesn't say some say.
So, no, but this is really what's going on. So your tefillah can take on a new meaning when you understand that I'm actually traveling. We're actually traveling during our tefillah, but we're not traveling to physical places. Our neshama is traveling to spiritual places. Our neshama is taking a journey.
Hopefully.
No. It's going on. But
yeah, but if I'm being wrote about it,
wait. No. You know how some people they're very organized people, and they're taking a trip. They pack everything nice and it's all ready for them, right? And then you have these other people that I'm going on a trip, and they just throw things in there, and they don't know what they took or anything, right? So that's the difference now. When you understand what we're doing and we're taking this trip, so we can guide the mind. Right? Again, we put on the tzitzis, right? We put on the talis, and we fixed our mind. We put that garment on the mind. We don't want our neshama to go upstairs to these worlds, and it shouldn't have the nice garments, right? Right? When you go traveling, you want to make sure you wear a nice shirt, you're traveling nice, right? So we're trying to make sure our neshama is nicely prepared to go on the trip to meet the angels. You ever think of that? No. See, that's why we're learning this. So every time when we do this, our neshama is going to be taking a trip now. So this is why it's so important that I guide my mind the right way, and I fix those garments the same way when I'm going on a trip. I don't want to, if my jacket is tattered or this, I don't want to wear it. I want to look pretty nice when I go on a trip, right? Why do we want to look nice? That's always the mushal for the nimshal. No, you have to understand. Everything we do here physically is preparing us for what's really important spiritually. So there's a reason why when we travel, we want to always look pretty nice, right? Do we agree with this? What I'm saying, right? People don't want to go on the plane and they're all in upheaval, right? They try to go be Masuda, right?
Some people don't care and they go without.
Exactly. That's perfect. And wait a second, that's perfect. But there are those that are very careful. They make sure they have a nice suitcase.
My wife is very high aesthetic. Everything is put together.
Exactly.
My mother was that way. Everything, her jewelry, it all matched. It all looked beautiful.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then there are those that don't do that, right? Okay, so now, see, this is what we're saying here now. So why is it so important and critical that I put on my talis and I correct my thoughts? Because my neshama is now going on a journey in the next couple of minutes.
So can I...
Yeah.
I'm just having this really strong feeling here.
Okay.
and I'm having this strong feeling about because everything it keeps getting refined and refined and refined. I started out in a, like what gold diffusion is when you get distractions, and distractions they can, like, you can take your phone and be distracted. And I'm saying this because what I'm finding is that we're refining and refining and refining. Like even a little thought that we have can take us on a tiyul that we don't is not going to serve us.
Exactly.
And that if we use these little thoughts as an indication that we're going in the wrong direction, that's how we can correct ourselves.
Correct them. Look at those tzitzis again. Bring me back.
But I'm thinking it's my thoughts. I don't. When you say tzitzis, it takes me away from my thoughts. It seems. And maybe
Tzitzis, no, it won't take you away from it. It'll bring you to the proper thoughts. The Torah tells me, and I'm using the Torah as the guideline, okay? The Torah says, when I look at the tzitzis, I'll remember, like you just said, I'm enclosing my 248 and my blood vessels, right, the 365, and then together I have the 613. I look at the mitzvah, and I remember my mitzvahs, which means, why am I doing the mitzvahs? Because I'm connected to Hashem.
I know, but you were blessed with that. I don't know what to call it. A level of
no, I'm not blessed with anything. I worked on this for years and years and years.
So I'm still working.
This has nothing to do with any blessing.
But you were blessed with the ability to work on it and know to work on it. But because I want to create something for myself, so I continue to grow, but also for others because I want to teach.
Work on yourself. And then you just do what you do the right way. Then others will see and they'll follow. Believe me.
No, I know that, but if I wanted to reach 1 million people, I'm not going to be like in an audience of 1 million people. So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm like coach and teach, whatever.
Okay. Please, let's stick with the lesson here. Let's stick with the lesson. So again, why do I have to fix my mind? Because we are going. The Zohar tells us, and Rav Chaim Vital and the Arizal helped us understand what this means. That there are different olamot, there are different worlds, and as we travel in our tefillah, we are going in those worlds. And I'll tell you just now. And when you get to Shmona Esrei, right? When you finish the davening, you get to Shmona Esrei. As you step into Shmona Esrei, the neshama goes to the highest world, which is the world of Atzilut. Atzilus, okay? That high world. That's a world that it's explained that even the angels are not allowed in that room. That world, whatever that means. That place, even angels are not allowed to go there. But our neshamas make it to that place.
Is that where the four...
That's where the throne of glory is. That's where the throne of glory is. The Kisei HaKavod is there. And we can come there. We have an audience when we're going saying Shmona Esrei. We have an audience directly with Hashem in the highest place. In the highest place. And that's why Nates is so important. Because Nates gives me that clear passage. There are no obstructions. It's an easy pass lane. You know, remember the easy pass lanes? You know, the easy?
Yeah.
Little traffic.
Easy. Easy pass. No traffic. You just go. You can go at 90 kilometers. Zoom. No traffic. Everyone goes. You just go. This traffic, they start doing the road work right after Nates, and they start doing, and all that stuff starts after that, and that's why all the other people have the problem. That's why we try to get to that Nates, because then we have clear passage. You understand? That's what's so beautiful about it. We want more people to join.
And one went crazy.
Yeah, they went.
Is that where they were?
Yes.
But they were like really, really there.
No. We're really there too, but they went there in a physical way.
Oh.
Okay. Let's not go there. Now we're talking about Haneshama, okay? We have this experience every day.
Okay.
Let's not mix things up. Let's stick with
I need the clarity of the neshama going there.
Right, the neshama, right. So your mind, right? Your mind, the neshama, is connected to the upper neshama. We have a piece of in this world of our neshama, but the main part of our neshama is actually in the next world. Only a piece comes down. We don't have the whole neshama with us.
Okay.
We don't have the whole. We have a little piece of it. So in other words, we want to make sure every day that we rectify the thoughts, we rectify the garments of the neshama, so when it takes that journey, it doesn't feel embarrassed, right? You don't want your soul to feel embarrassed, right? So this is the motivation of why I should work on looking at my tzitzis, rectifying my thoughts, so that way when my neshama takes that journey, my neshama looks pristine, and it feels comfortable. It feels comfortable to be seen. Okay, you understand? Okay, I'm just trying to make it a little more vivid. Does this help? The David, is this helping to understand
Very
it?
much, very much.
You may not want to answer this, but then how did we get
Yeah.
with all that stuff in our mind so when we got the Mashama, it wasn't pure?
Oh, we said that in the earlier thing. The neshama comes in very pure, but then sometimes we don't think the right things, see the right things, involve ourselves in the right things, so we defile the neshama.
And that's because of our parents and
No. That's not because of any. That's because, again, our thoughts, I'm thinking, this is going to be good, so I'm going to go there. This is going to be great. And, I'm going to do that. Oh, and this is going to be, wow, if I really do this, this is going to be awesome.
but when I'm an infant, I'm pure and I don't have those thoughts yet.
No, the infant's
Right?
not pure. No, but the infant, an infant does everything for himself. Right? The infant cries, I want more thing. I want mommy. It's only me. Right? That's an infant. Right? That's an infant. Right? An infant doesn't do anything for anybody else.
Okay.
The funniest thing was they I was once by the doctor with my kids when they were kids, and I said to the doctor, it's so nice that the kid, he smiles. The doctor looked at me and says, I want to tell you a secret. Babies don't really smile. That's gas. They're passing gas, so they give a smile.
Well, that's a pessimist.
No, he was just telling me reality, what it
Maybe
was.
he's a
Yeah.
pessimist.
Anyway, okay, but that's the story.
No,
Okay, can we go on now? Umavayasham, shetzitzis keneged oilam hayetzira. The tzitzis is keneged the oilam hayetzira. So we said yetzira is one up from asiya, right? We're in this world of doing. We're in the world of asiya, doing. Then we go up one level to the world of Yetzirah. That world of Yetzirah is that where it's fashioned and whatever we're going to call it. You have a better word you want to use, Sasha, for Yetzirah? Huh?
Creating from
Creating. Okay, let's say creating. Okay, Yotzer, creating. Okay, good. We'll use that word, creating. I like that. Thank you. In the world of creation. We went to the world of creation. Okay, and the tzitzis is keneged, it goes in line with this world of creation, which we said is the psuke de zimra, right? So that's where we start the service in the morning, right? Right? We say the brachas, and we say the karbanot, right? We say the sacrifices.
Alone.
What?
Alone. We say those.
Well, that's the minhag over here, but not most places. That's not the minhag.
Yeah.
Right? Most places they do everything in the shul.
Right.
Right?
It just started at
Like, for example, if you went
COVID.
to Breslov or you went to any other Hasidus, they start with bracha. They start with Adon
start with
Olam.
Modeh
They start with what?
They start with Modeh Ani?
They don't start with that. They start with Adon Olam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go into brachas, and they say that, It's a different experience. We'll get there one day.
It's all in here, though.
No, I know.
Maybe we'll start a Breslov minyan. And we'll do it, the right way. We'll do it like that. Maybe we'll switch to that. And we're Breslov Efrat, so maybe we'll start a Breslov minyan. Maybe.
That's what it says in Shulchan Aruch.
That's what you're supposed to do. I don't know where this came from. I don't know,
COVID.
but
It came from COVID.
okay. Why before COVID they used to say the brachot here in shul?
No, they did in my shul in St. Louis.
They did
No,
in
they
America.
did.
In all the
They
shuls, they
start
start with the brachot. All the
We
shuls.
started with Baruch Hu.
No, this was the first time I came to here in Efrat, and this is the first time I saw that they don't say brother. They just go Amar Rabbi Shmuel.
It's the timing.
Zaydanan starts with
Huh?
brachas. Zaydanan starts with brachas.
They do. I didn't.
Who starts with
No.
Zaydanan.
The big shul.
They did?
No,
Really?
they don't.
Okay, I don't remember that. But okay, fine. Okay.
I've been there. I haven't.
All right, let's, Shehu Bechinas Psuke de Zimra, Olam HaYetzira, which is the world of Psuke de Zimra. That's the Psuke de Zimra. Ayin Sham. If you want to understand that, you can look where he told you where you can look it up. Ki tzitzis heim bechinas hachut shel chesed. So we studied this and we know this concept a lot. That this tzitzis is the string of chesed. The chut shel chesed. That's the chesed that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does and gives us every day, the chesed chinam that Hashem gives us every day. We want to attach ourselves to that chesed chinam, the free chesed that Hashem gives us. We want to attach ourselves. And how can we attach ourselves to the free chesed? Because every time we connect ourselves to Hashem, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, wow, you live in this world. I put you in this crazy world, Olam Asiyah, and you can see through all of that stuff and still connect to me. Hashem says, wow, I have to give you a lot of chesed. Hashem shows us, He gives us a free chesed because we're doing what He wants us to do. So that's the Sarusa de Lasata. We do something down here, which causes our Kadosh Baruch Hu to feel reciprocal. Is that the word reciprocal? Right?
Yeah,
reciprocal. He has to reciprocate because we did something, and Hashem sends down all of the chesed to us. He sends down all of the kindness. Sha'olav yisnagin hashia v'anigin shelasid. Through this idea, we can sing, and the Psukei de Zimra is connected to the song that's going to be sung with Mashiach, again with the Chut Shel Chesed, we said it, which is the strings of the kinar, the harp of Mashiach, of the Messiah, that's going to have 72 strands on it, and we said our tzitzis are 72 as well. Do you remember that? Remember how we got to 72? Good. Okay, Shemisham Kol Azmiros Vashiras, and that's the source of all song and Zmiros and all praise songs. Shezeh Bechina Psukei de Zimra. It's all included in the chapter, the paragraphs of the Psukei de Zimra. Psukei de Zimra is so beautiful, right? You have in there the Tehillim, you have the Baruch Shamar, you have the most beautiful prayers in there. You have the Ashrei. The Ashrei, the beautiful Ashrei, which has the Aleph base in it, right? We ask Hashem over there. We say Peiseach es Yadecha, right? We say the Halachos, Azam L'Kai B'Yoidi. Hashem, I'll praise you with however I am, so long as I'm in existence. I'll praise you. I don't care. I understand, Hashem. I have my shortcomings. I know that, but I'm still going to praise you, Hashem. That's all Psukei de Zimra. We say Oz Yoshia. Vayaminu b'Hashem u'v'Moshe avdai. Right? We say, I believe in Hashem and Moshe. Right? We said that. And then we say, Oz Yoshia Moshe. Right? Oz, we sing the song of hope.
That's in
the song.
Psukei de Zimra.
That's all Psukei de Zimra. That's all Psukei de Zimra. Yeah, it's all Psukei de Zimra.
I know we say it right before the Torah.
No, that's where we say that right before that's in Psukei de Zimra, right before we get to Yishtabach.
Okay.
And Yishtabach ends. Yishtabach is the greatest praise. That's the greatest of the praises. In the Yishtabach, that's the greatest of the praises. And that's how we end off. We build up with the Hoda. We build up to get to the Yishtabach. And then the Chazan says the Kaddish. We say the Amen Yehesh Me'Rabba, Baruch Hu, and then we go to the next word. Amazing, right? I'm telling you, it's fascinating. When I learned this years ago, and my davening was never the same ever since I learned that. I'm telling you, never the same. When you realize, wow. And you know, the funny thing is, in most shuls, they're so happy when there's no one there to say that Kaddish. You know, there's no one saying Kaddish. They're so happy.
Kaddish.
They're so happy. Why? Because I don't have that Amen Yehesh Me'Rabba to boost me to the next world.
Well,
That's a Yetzer Hara.
Some people point someone to say Kaddish even if they don't have to say Kaddish.
It goes so far that even by Hasidim, that even if it's a Kaddish Yasam, right? That Kaddish is a Kaddish Yasam that you say over there, right?
With your son.
The mourner's Kaddish. It's a mourner's Kaddish,
yeah, okay.
right? It's a mourner's Kaddish. But by Hasidim, even if there's nobody there to say Kaddish, and someone has their parents, and he's the Shliach Tzibah, he will still say that Kaddish. He will still say that for everyone else, from all the other people. He'll say that Kaddish for everyone else because that's how important it is. That's how important it is. That's how important that is. Okay?
So we only say it if we have, well,
you have to have a minyan. If you have a minyan, somebody should say that Kaddish.
okay.
So, David, if you could start to say a Kaddish, you know, it's a wonderful thing.
You know, it's the mourner's cottage.
Yeah,
not the Rabbanah.
the mourner's cottage. Yeah.
We have someone that says Kaddish.
But okay, if he
Not
does,
always, if we don't always have 10 when we start.
if we have
If we have
10,
10
and
at the
someone should
beginning.
always say that kaddish if we can.
We do have a mourner here. You're right, and he does say it. He does say it.
All right, so we do another paragraph. Well, this is
Doesn't have
great.
10.
We're doing a
No.
lot.
Can we
Should we
stop
go
for a
on?
minute?
You want to stop?
Can you pause it or?
Okay, so we'll stop. Okay.